Well, hello, it's Kirsten Liebelt. How are you doing tonight? How are you guys doing? Good to see you. So, I just had such an amazing testimony today. I wanted to share. This is very, very cool. So, are you wanting to lose weight? And this might be the reason why you haven't been able to. So I wanted to jump on and share this testimony with you guys and give you a little bit of information as to maybe how you can get a jump start on the new year, or how you can maybe view your holidays just a tiny bit differently than everybody else so that you can, okay, let's just say at the very least you stop gaining weight during the holidays, because we all know we do what? We gain weight during the holidays. That's like common, right? So at the very least, but what if you could actually like amplify that just a little better and maybe actually lose weight while other people are struggling? So, all right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I basically turned around my own insulin resistance in my 40s. And the reason why that is actually really interesting is because my dad died of type 2 when he was 63. I was only 30 at the time, and I didn't do anything about it for another 15 years. The kicker is this: I was gestational diabetic with my first baby. And is my audio okay?
Slight scratch.
Apparently, there's a slight scratch on my Instagram. So I apologize if that is true. You can always let me know if it's too much. Um, but anyway, so I'm gestational diabetic with my first baby in my early 20s. And for 20 years, I do nothing. Isn't that crazy? So the reality is, if you feel like you are in that same boat of insulin resistance, I'm going to just teach you just a couple things tonight as to maybe why this is hindering you from losing weight. And I feel like my joy comes from when people have this aha moment that maybe they're sliding into their 40s and they're gaining weight, or they don't have the ability to lose weight, and the connection happens between weight gain, lack of weight loss, and the hormone insulin. Okay, so here we go. When you are insulin resistant, your world is different. Okay? Your world is just different. You have to take a different path. And what that means is that your cell is now saying no to having insulin, give it fuel. And when it says no to letting it have fuel, number one, you're exhausted. You're like so tired because you're not able to get the energy that you need. But number two, all of that extra fuel, that extra glucose that's being made from your food, it's turning to fat. Thank you for all of, thank you. Somebody on Instagram just gave me like confetti. That is so awesome. I don't even understand. I was doing a live in our Facebook group today. I have a Facebook group for women. It's free. Ditch insulin resistance for women. Anyway, and somebody did balloons. Maybe that was yesterday. I don't remember. Anyway, I was like, yay, it was yesterday. That's so fun. Anyway, not to be distracted at all. But when you have then when you have glucose and it's turning into fat, that's frustrating. You're like, why isn't dieting working for me anymore? I used to be able to count points. I used to be able to live in a calorie deficit. I used to fill in the blank, and now it's not working anymore. That's very frustrating, right? So the other half of this piece of the puzzle is the fact that then you have high insulin. And guess what can't happen if you have high insulin in your body? You can't lose weight. So we have to deal with the high insulin in the body. So one of my favorite quotes here that I talk about a lot, like in the group, is there's this vicious cycle when you are insulin resistant. It contributes to weight gain, further reducing insulin sensitivity. To lose weight that is due to insulin resistance, you need to fix insulin resistance first. This means stabilizing, thank you for the fireworks, stabilizing your glucose levels and improving your insulin sensitivity. So that is where we start the conversation so that you can actually understand. And then I have a narrow conversation with everybody. My narrow conversation is this: everything that you put into your mouth will it raise your sugars? Not, is this a good food or a bad food or whatever. It's all about sugar raising because you have to stop what got you into the pickle to begin with. But did you know that you can actually turn things around, getting your body to function differently from the inside out? That is a real possibility. Okay. The second thing that I wanted to chat about here with this insulin resistance, to bring kind of to light so that you have just a few, I just want you to have a few thoughts in your brain so this can make sense to you, because once it makes sense, then you can literally change how you're doing things. And then I'll give you a testimony and then we'll jump off. We'll be done. So insulin is a hormone produced by the pancreas, right? So its primary function is to regulate your blood sugar levels. When you eat, especially carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises, and in response, your pancreas releases insulin to help the cell absorb it. But then, like I was saying, it can't do it anymore. So what happens is, in terms of weight management, you can't lose weight because it's a fat storing hormone. So it's going to take everything excess and it's going to store it as fat. That is so frustrating. We get so frustrated and we're like, what is wrong with me? Oh, I must just not have enough willpower. Oh, I must just be like my metabolism. And yes, but it's more narrowed down than that, which actually is good news. Anyway, so insulin promotes the storage of excess glucose as fat in adipose tissue. When insulin levels are elevated, your body is more prone to storing calories as fat, contributing to your weight gain. Number two, it inhibits fat breakdown. It's like stopping that whole breakdown of fat. Well, that is extremely frustrating. High insulin levels inhibit the breakdown of stored fat for energy. If insulin remains elevated, it's way up here, your body has a harder time accessing and using stored fat as a fuel source. We want our fat used as fuel. Please use my fat as a fuel source. Please. That's what we really want, right? Number three, appetite regulation. When insulin is high, it's playing a part in your appetite regulation. Spikes and crashes in insulin levels can lead to fluctuations in your blood sugar, which may result in increased hunger and cravings. That's why that's a sign. You're hungry and you're craving carbs. Those are actual signs of insulin resistance. The next thing would be metabolic switch. When insulin levels are lower, especially during fasting or low carbohydrate states, I like that because that's what I teach, right? Thank you for the fireworks. When that happens, the body is more likely to switch to burning stored fat for energy. This is literally the goal. Burn my fat. Do not lose muscle, girls. Do not lose weight at any cost. If you are losing lean muscle mass, man, that doesn't play out well later in life. You need your muscle. You need your muscle to burn fat. You need your muscle to be strong. You need your muscle in order to like stabilize your glucose. You don't want to lose your lean muscle mass, okay? I'm really a big talker on that piece. But the body is more likely, yeah, so it is known as a metabolic switch from glucose to fat metabolism. Yes, let's get into fat metabolism. And then the last one is improved sensitivity. Chronic elevation of insulin, as seen in insulin resistance, if you're insulin resistant, can lead to reduced sensitivity of cells to insulin. That's what I talk about. The cell says no more. It's stopping insulin at the door because it's got too much. This means higher insulin levels are needed to have the same effect, contributing to weight gain and metabolic dysfunction. By managing insulin levels through a balanced diet, I agree with that. I just do it a different way, right? Because I teach keto. Regular physical activity and avoiding excessive consumption of refined carbohydrates and sugars, you can support your body's ability to use stored fat for energy and maintain a healthy weight. All right, let's get to the testimony because everybody wants a good testimony, right? So I'm in my Facebook group today, and I want to find this here. I'm in my Facebook group, and I'm talking today. I do a challenge every single month. Once a month, I do a 5-day challenge. And I've been doing this since June. And so I'm able to go through my Italian background, ingredient trade outs. I take you into my pantry and my fridge, etc. And I love doing that because then I'm able to give people actual tangible tools to make a difference in what's going on. You know, when my dad died of type 2 diabetes and he was so young, my kids are babies and they didn't get to see their Italian grandpa as they were growing up. They lost him when they were 6 months, 3 and 6. And after he died, I kind of went through a phase where I just assumed that type 2 was genetic. And I just assumed that maybe que sera, sera a little bit, like whatever was going to be was going to be. I didn't have control over that. But when I paused and I asked myself the question, listen, if my dad had a lazy Susan full of medication when he died, which he did, why is he dead? Isn't like modern medicine magical? Why did it not turn around? Why didn't it heal anything? And it took me a while to go, oh, that's right. That's not what it's supposed to do. It's not made to heal anything, and it's not actually made to turn anything around. So when I hit my 40s and my sugars needed to be attended to, because I was gaining weight, my mom could see the writing on the wall, and all she could ask me was, do you get your sugars checked? Do you even know where your sugars are at? Do you have any idea? Like, what are we doing here? And I'd be like, Mom, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, I'm the only one in my family that avoided type 2 diabetes. I'm Italian. So, I mean, in my small family, my larger family, I'm sure that there are some that aren't. I was surrounded, however, by a lot of obesity and a lot of type 2. And that was the norm of my life. My dad was insulin dependent injections. And so I'm the only one that took the path of supplementation to turn around my insulin resistance. I did not think that I could change out my foods. I never thought in a million years that I would be teaching the foods that I teach now. Like tomorrow, I'm going to make some keto toffee. I never, ever, ever, I never took a supplement before I started doing this. I was like the poster child for addicted to sugar. A big A on me, a big A, addicted. And so, as it turned out, I'm the only one that avoided it. And now I get to teach other people. So I talk about the trio all the time, 3 supplements that each has an ingredient that works with insulin sensitivity. And I am convinced that women are sliding into their 40s and they're having problems with weight gain, or they can't lose weight like they used to be able to. And that connection hasn't been made yet, that there's an insulin connection. So when people finally make that connection, that is so happy. So when it comes to the testimony, she's basically saying, she goes, I have been on the trio for about 2.5 weeks. The last few days, I've been dropping about a pound a day. I am in shock. Obviously, I'm eating good too and getting my protein in, but I was stuck because of my glucose levels. This is making such a difference. And then somebody did ask her what she was, somebody did ask if she changed out her foods. And she said this, she said, where's that comment? I want to make sure I can find it. Because she said basically what she did was she hasn't changed a ton yet, but what she did change is, it's almost like it's not showing up. She changed her level of, here it is. No, just getting, somebody said, are you following a specific eating plan? And she said, no, I'm just getting enough protein. She's adding protein to her diet. And that has helped a lot. I talk about protein all the time. You got to hit your protein goals. And so she was talking about how she really upped her, like her, it looks like her breakfast is like 30 grams of protein, etc. And then she just said that, you know, learning all of these different recipes where you're really focusing on protein, good fats, and then low carbs has been helping her out a lot. And I just thought that was such a perfect example of what the trio can do for somebody, because again, it's helping you go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive, and then let's fix what got you into the pickle to begin with. That's where the food comes in. So if that is something that you are interested in, you can always drop trio in the comments and I will get back to you. Instagram, I can't. Instagram, you have to actually DM me trio if you want that information, because it'll go away from me, so I won't be able to see it. But on Facebook, etc., you guys can drop me, and YouTube, you guys can drop me trio in the comments and I can get back to you. But that is a way that you can begin that journey, going from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive. I had no idea that this is what was happening to my body. All I knew was that my cravings were more under control and that my appetite wasn't so ravenous. But those are signs of things turning around. That's how that works. So I just wanted to share that and give people hope, for people who are already very excited about the, like in the group today, people are like, mine's coming in the mail. Mine just came in today, whatever. Yes, let's do this. Let's do this. It makes me very excited. I'll share some of her other story later because I don't want to keep continue on right now for you guys. But just to say that, you know, sometimes we go into the medical community and they don't give us the answers that we're needing, and that can be really frustrating. So you guys have, oh, Beth, you're distracted. You might not even be on anymore, Beth. So you're distracted by my hat. Be defiant. Be defiant. Be defiant to your habits. Be defiant to your comfort zone. Be defiant to your routines. Be defiant so that you can get to a different place. If you are somebody who's always saying, "Yeah, I could never be on a supplement routine. Oh man, I just give up too quickly," or "I could never change out my foods. I'm just too addicted." Be defiant to that conversation. Change your words, change your stream of thought, and then you can literally take different action. So somebody had said that, be defiant to your own habits, because I'm telling you, if you could have seen me, I could show you a picture maybe next time, but if you could have seen me when 15 years ago, she loves that. Good. Yes. I was, okay, I'm going to show you the picture and then I'm going to jump off. Okay. I'll show you the picture. Oh, do I have the picture that I want? I think I do. I do. Right here. Right here. So this is my before and after that I've kind of put together so that I can show people easily. How does that sound? I don't know why it's not coming up into a bigger picture, but that's okay. I'll show it to you in a smaller picture. That'll be good. Here we go. Okay, it's in a smaller picture. That's okay. I'll show it to you. So here's my before and after. So this is probably me uh, right as I'm starting my journey of dealing with my sugars. That's me. And then that's me this summer um, in Phoenix for a business incentive trip. Here, I'm going to show it to Facebook. Hold on. Can you guys see that? There you go. Yep. So that's my before and after. Hi, Instagram. So there you go. So I understand. And if you know, just so that you know, it's like I didn't have a good habit sitting around anywhere to be found. Zero good habits. So I took it one ingredient at a time, and I took it one recipe at a time. And I learned how to have a disciplined routine of taking my supplements and all of that good stuff. And what I teach in my group a lot, I say it a lot to women. What I chose to do, oh, thanks, Beth. I look so healthy, she says. I am, you know what? I'm 58. I'm not on any meds. And I do feel really, really amazing. I eat grain-free, sugar-free now. And I can get on the floor with my grandbabies. And that's what's important to me. And I don't know what's important to you, but I do know that people reach out to me all the time and they tell me the things that are in their heart that they want different, that they're scared of where this is going. It's not just about belly fat. For most people, we all want our bellies gone, don't we? We all do want that. We all want to fit in a different size jean or whatever. But when it comes right down to it, the people that I talk to a lot, they're like, you know what? I want to be around for my grandbabies, or I want to be able to get on the floor, or I don't want to ache all the time. I want to turn this around, or I got information at the doctor's office that was not helpful, you know, or somebody was going to charge them $5,000 or $6,000 for a program. And it's like, we can probably do that for a lot less. Now, I'm not saying that I'm offering blood tests because I'm not. So I'm not saying that. And I'm not a doctor and I'm not a guru. I'm just an Italian chick that figured it out. That's all. But I sure do like the results that people are getting. And it sure is fun to hear people turn things around and become their own advocate, just like I did. That makes me really happy. So anyway, all right. Have a super blessed night. Drop Trio in the comments if you need some help with that. Instagram, you have to DM me because I cannot see your comments the minute I turn this off. So, all right. Have a very, very good night, you guys. And it was nice chatting.